Banner is a little town about 20 miles west of Oklahoma City. It's what some would call a wide spot in the road, complete with fine upscale establishments like a co-op, a few houses, and, well, that's pretty much it. The bright spot for me, though, is that Union Pacific's Oklahoma City sub runs through the backside of town. The co-op is rail-served, but from the look of it, who knows when the last time they actually loaded a car here was. The Oklahoma City sub is a short branch line that breaks off from the Enid sub at El Reno and terminates in Oklahoma City. It used to be a part of the mighty Choctaw Route, Rock Island's line that ran from Tucumcari, New Mexico to Memphis, Tennessee, and it's the only stretch of that line that's still in active use by a Class I railroad today. The staple trains of this line are LVO54 and 55, daily round-trip local jobs that run between Oklahoma City and Enid. Today, we're after LVO54, the trip out of Oklahoma City, on the westward stretch of his run. He showed up about half an hour after we got to Banner, doing every bit of the 49-mile-per-hour track speed on his way to El Reno. My next catch was in El Reno itself, overlooking the site of the old Rock Island diesel shops that were torn down a couple of years ago. That shed behind the train was a paint booth where the infamous bankruptcy blue paint scheme was applied before the railroad was liquidated in 1980. On the other side of the bridge is Jones Yard, where the Oklahoma City sub joins the Enid sub. LVO54 stops here to make setouts and pick up cars processed by other local jobs. He spent about an hour or so switching, while those storm clouds to the south continued building up. About the same time as this, 3 simultaneous landspout tornadoes were occurring on the other side of that thunderstorm. A landspout is a weak spin-up that forms in the same way as a typical waterspout would in places like Florida. They're weak, short-lived, and do little to no damage, but they look really cool. After dropping 2 locomotives and picking up a long string of cars, the train continues north to Enid. Like in Banner, these industrial tracks at the grain elevators in OKC probably haven't been used in years. Nearly a year later, we caught another version of LVO54 in March of 2017, this time starting in downtown Oklahoma City, just a mile or so from Harder Yard, the end of Union Pacific's operations on this line. Sometimes LVO54 can look like a fully fledged manifest with big power and over 50 cars, but this time they've only got about 20 in tow. The city of Yukon operates a small railroad museum that sits on the remaining spurs that used to run to these mills. Yukon's best flower is a local landmark and the inspiration for the Millers, Yukon's school sports mascot. A slow order was in effect for the curve here. Looking at the condition of the ballast, I think I can see why. Further west, the train's horn gets a pack of coyotes howling outside of Banner. In El Reno, I caught him one last time from the same US 81 overpass that I'd used the year before, but this time on the north side. He'd be switching here for another couple of hours, and they'd make their run to Enid in darkness. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.